Hello, my name is Anjani, and here is the astrology report for the upcoming full moon, which is happening April 29th at 5:58 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just like any full moon point, this is a moment of illumination between the polarity of two opposites. And for this particular full moon, the polarity happens to be between Scorpio and Taurus. So we have here the moon in Scorpio at 9 degrees, and then the sun in Taurus at 9 degrees. So for you personally, if you want to see how that is affecting you, you can look at your chart and find out. Here's a current chart that I'm reading. She has her north node within a 10-degree radius of this upcoming, so you can see the sun there, the upcoming full moon. So this is something personal for her. I have another guy here who I'm looking at his chart, and he's got his natal Pluto in Scorpio, which is within the 10-degree orb of the full moon. So you want to look at your chart and find out how the astrology of the moment is personally communicating with you and how you can consciously co-create with the movements of the planets. So, as all full moons, it's illuminating an opposition or a resonant polarity. For this particular resonant polarity, it has to do with the mysteries of life and death. Taurus being what it means to be in a physical body, all the things that we require to maintain healthy skin, nutrition in our body, beautiful, healthy hair, place to live, money, food, all of those things that are required for basic living, just food, shelter, the basic things. But with Taurus, it's also about the pleasure. So the senses being well taken care of. The opposite of that is complete disembodiment, the connection to the spirit world, the mysteries of the dark. What is in the unseen realms is the specialty of Scorpio. So this polarity has to do with full embodiment, receiving pleasure, enjoying the beauty of the earth, and then Scorpio having to do with being able to have that all taken away. Who are you without your stuff? Who are you without your things that you require for comfort? And I just got back from Kauai, where a section of the island was washed away. And I was there during the new moon, so I did a new moon astrology report. And the day I did the reading, in the evening, and then that night it was just nonstop thunder. I made a little video of it where it was like strobe lights in the sky because I was sleeping in a tent, and really perfect symbolism for what was happening in the sky at the new moon this month. And with the full moon, it sort of brings that energy of what was happening at the new moon. If you don't know, go back and check out my video from the new moon, because we are following a timeline. You personally are in a timeline within the collective timeline. So it's helpful to know where we're at and where you are within the collective. So with this full moon, we're looking at what do I need to be fully in my body, and who am I without that? How comfortable am I going into the mysteries where, if you have ever had any experience of being out of your mind, either through meditation, the use of plant medicines, ecstatic dance, or any of those breathing exercises that you can do that takes you not out of your mind but beyond the mind, where you have perspective and able to perceive more than just your limited mental capacity. That's the realm of Scorpio. So something that's like dinging on me right now for this full moon is to be compassionate, because many people are going to be losing their mind at this full moon. With any full moon, there's a tendency for lunatics, for lunacy, being a little bit out of your mind, water on the brain. Just the same way that the full moon or the moon in general pulls the waters and makes different patterns in the ocean, it does the same thing with our body. And I actually had a teaching once that said that during full moons that the joints actually, there was more water pooling, and so it's really nice to get a massage during a full moon. So enough about that particular. I could really go on and on, because this is something that's very near and dear to me. I have Taurus rising and Scorpio on my descendant. This is one of the biggest mysteries of my life that I am working. And so I could go on and on talking about this, but I wrote a whole book actually called The Alchemy of Intimacy. And I think the very first exercise that you do is the chapter is called The Force, and it has to do with the force between full embodiment and disembodiment. It has to do with Taurus and Scorpio. And I think I'll post that article. If I have it available in just one section of an article, I'll post that. So can go into that more. I love the energy of Taurus and Scorpio. It's scary. It's fantastic. It's orgasmic, because Taurus, you have to be fully present in your body. Scorpio, you have to be completely, when you go to sleep, that state of being grounded and also being able to let go and release the mental constructs. So, good stuff, scary stuff. If you're not able to let go, a lot of people, as I'm growing and learning in my field, aren't able to have orgasms. That's shocking and very sad to me. It's like, I can't imagine life without having orgasms. But part of that has to do with not being able to let go. And working with people doing body work, every once in a while, I do come across somebody who physically can't let me hold their body. Even when I'm like, doing my best with breathing and visualization to get them to relax, there's a certain level of not being able to let go. So this is something that this full moon is meant to teach us. How to trust the natural response of letting go, and know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Oh God, there's so many great mythological symbolic meanings in that song. And if you're very young, you might not know what I'm talking about. It's Willie Nelson, and I will also post a link to that song because it's epic and perfect for this full moon. So some other things we're looking at here. You can see a lot of action down here in the sign of Capricorn. And Saturn actually is at a perfect trine to the sun. Saturn is at 9 degrees of Capricorn. The sun is at 9 degrees of Taurus. And it's such a funny thing, because with this polarity, we're dealing with full embodiment, full disembodiment, the force between life and death, pleasure and pain, earth teachings, and the disembodied teachings of the mysteries. Lots of times will think about ancient Egyptians and the way that they worked with death and magic and the ancient knowledge dealing with the powers of not just the pineal and the pituitary gland, but the connection that we have to the infinite. That's part of the Scorpio mysteries. But Saturn down here trying to the sun kind of brings in this like very grounded, solidifying, get it done vibe. And it's a trine, so it's sharing energy, positive. It's like reaching out a helping hand to this aspect that we have with the sun and moon right now. really being able to ground that in is sort of like making magic in your life, making it real, making it solid, being able to get shit done. That's what Saturn is really about, getting stuff done. And also with Pluto here, Pluto and Mars are in perfect conjunction. They're just less than a degree apart. Mars being the part of us collectively and the part of you that is projecting your will out into the world. Mars is projecting energy, power, will power. I think that's, we call it willpower, out into the world. And the part of you that is brave, has bravado, courage, assertiveness, that projects your inner passion and drive out into the collective is being, what's the word? Touched by Pluto. So it's alchemy. It's an alchemical blend of a very transformative energy from Pluto and our projection. So we could say that the Mars, the masculine within us collectively and individually is being transformed and really brought to its depths. It's like bringing the masculine to the dark night of the soul, the place where I keep seeing this like pulling Mars down, pulling our inner masculine down into the depths of emotion and the raw feminine power that our culture has been so afraid of. There not much love and respect given to this Pluto energy. Pluto reminds me a lot of Kali, which is just raw, fierce, feminine power with blood and passion and nakedness and a little dirty and a little ruffled, but also loving. It's a loving fierceness that Pluto is bringing, which is to transform anything that is keeping us collectively and you individually from becoming fully what you are, which is light encapsulated in a body, or light learning how to be encased within this physical body. So Pluto wants to break away anything that is keeping you from doing that and keeping us collectively from doing that. So it's a really powerful time for the masculine and for the masculine within all of us to allow ourselves to be brought deep within into the scariest, darkest place that we can't even imagine, and go there with confidence, knowing that the transformation and shedding and breaking away of whatever it is that is standing between you being the greatest version of yourself is going to be happening, and to let that happen and to not fight it too much. There is always this little bit of fight that's in it, especially with Mars. So I don't expect that it's going to be an easy thing at all. I expect in some way, when I say the word expect, it means like to me that there is this little bit of, okay, this might be happening, that the part of us that is masculine is going to be trying to get out of that cocoon. It's like stuck in there and trying to get out, and maybe crying, maybe having anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and it's all part of the breakthrough process. So embracing that bit of darkness that we have to go through, and that is us, to be whole and to be complete. So there we go with that. Pluto conjunct Mars. Also, we have Pluto conjunct Mars at a square angle to Uranus, which is always fun because it brings an element of, I have no idea what's going to happen. Uranus is a change agent, which works through quick, unexpected changes meant to shift the assemblage point. So looking forward to that massive shift and transformation with the masculine. And I'm going to go ahead and stop here because I can talk all day about this particular full moon. It looks so magical. There's so many aspects of information. I'm going to use this in the next few astrology readings that I'm doing tonight because it's very important for whatever timing, whatever season you are in astrologically. I call it a sacred timing because within this grand pattern of what's happening in the sky, you are somewhere in that. There is some phase that you're in within the big phase of our collective consciousness. So this is a very crucial time, very interesting, intense. I love it. And thank you so much for watching the video. Please ask any questions. I love interacting. I've been gone. February, I was gone to Maui and Kauai, and I just got back from Kauai. And I'm planning to go again to do some backpacking with a dear friend. So I've been gone, but I'm back. So please leave any comments. Thank you so much. I look forward to connecting with you soon.